Hey folks, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Philly cheesesteak. And I'm from Philly, so you know I know how to make the best authentic cheesesteak in the whole wide world. Here are the seasonings that you're going to be seasoning your steak with. You're going to need salt, garlic powder, and pepper. Worcestershire sauce, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of that on the steak to give it flavor. And obviously you're going to need onions. Who makes a cheesesteak without onions? And here we have one of the main ingredients, cheese. You need cheese for your cheesesteak. Now let me slide all this out the way for a minute because it's something I gotta tell you guys. Some people, believe it or not, like to put green peppers and mushrooms on that cheesesteak. Now some people will tell you that that's not the way to make authentic cheesesteak or a real Philly cheesesteak, but you can do it if you want. It actually tastes pretty good. Now here's our steak. What you're going to use is rib eye steak or either flank steak when making the cheesesteak. And you want to freeze it first so that it's easier to cut. Alright? Because the meat is hard to cut when it's defrost. So I'm going to cut this up into small steak pieces. Also, you want to make sure that you remove the fat from the steak. You want to make sure that your steak is cut on the thinner side so it's easier to fry. Cut it down like this. And then cut it through the middle like that so that it's real thin. Like that. Like that. Okay guys, so this is the way that you want your steak to look, nice and thin like this. That'll make it easier to fry. And as you can see, I chopped them up into the same type of shapes that you would usually see on a cheesesteak. So make sure they're nice and thin like that. Okay, so we're going to be using 1 onion. And traditionally, you want to chop your onions up into small pieces. Okay, so that's the way you want your onions to look. So what we're going to do now is get a pan and we're going to place it over medium-high heat. You're going to add about a tablespoon of vegetable oil. Okay, so now we're going to add our steak. And we're going to add our onions as well. Now, some people don't season their steak, and I think that that's absolutely ridiculous. What I use is a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. About a teaspoon worth. You want to sprinkle a little bit of pepper on your steak. I also like to add just a little bit of garlic powder. And a very generous amount of salt. Now guys, traditionally in Philly, we don't add mushrooms and green peppers to our cheesesteaks, but at the most popular cheesesteak stores in Philly, Jano's and Pat's, they will add mushrooms and green peppers if you like. And you only use a few, you don't use too many. Only about 4 or 5. So, just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be adding a few green peppers and some mushrooms. The authentic and real way to make a Philly cheesesteak is to leave out the mushrooms and green peppers. But we're going to add them to the onions and steak so they can saute as well. They got steak and onions smelling really good. They almost done. We're going to add the green peppers and saute them as well along with the mushrooms. And add like some small pieces of mushrooms, not no big ones. That looks absolutely delicious. This is going to be a good Philly cheesesteak. Delicious. Look at that. Look at that. That Worcestershire sauce gives it extra flavor, and the garlic powder. Some people don't add those 2 ingredients, but I do. That's a real cheesesteak for you. A real Philly cheesesteak. And I live in Philly, so trust me, I know how to make a real Philly cheesesteak. Look at that. That's how it's flavorful. You can add provolone cheese or American cheese, but in the hood, they usually add American cheese. Now, a lot of people that are not from Philly, what they do is they put the cheese inside the roll. No, you don't do that. You put the cheese on top of the steak and the onions, and you want to line the meat up so that you can scoop it into the roll like that. And generally, you add about 3 pieces of cheese. We're going to just let them melt. Now with the roll, what we're going to do is open it up like that and microwave it. Going to microwave it so it get nice and soft for about 30 seconds to a minute. All right, so I'm going to do that and I'll get back with you. So as you can see, our roll is nice and soft now. Or you can do like they do in Philly and lay the roll on top of the meat. Get a spatula and scoop it in. Like that. There you go. And there goes your Philly cheesesteak, guys. Nice and ooey gooey and cheesy. Steak filled. That's how it would look on the inside. Look at that. Look at that. Good old Philly cheesesteak. Look at them. Look at that on the inside. Some people like to add mayo to that roll first. And add a little bit of ketchup, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Hope you guys enjoy it. Peace. Philly cheesesteak.